Hi, I'm Chris Gerrard. I'm the person who made the film that you're about to watch. Um, I originally made this film, or at least a version of this film, for a gallery show that I did back in 2017, I think it was. Maybe it was 2018, but a few years ago, for Generator Projects, which is just down the road from where you guys are right now. It was originally intended to be kind of an experiment in taking various fragments of different artworks, whether that's paintings, music, film, or TV, and putting them into a new context to see whether it was possible to tell a completely new story made up of little bits of other stuff, almost like cinematic collage or like a little mosaic of lots of tiny little bits. Um, that was the original intention, but when I was speaking to Keith Williams, who's hopefully with you today, he was telling me about this year's Being Human. He was relating the story of the Great Moon Hoax, which he may have done today for you guys as well. If not, I'm sure you can find the information, or there'll be another event which describes it. What appealed to me about that, and what seemed to really kind of connect this work with it, was the attempt to kind of tell a false narrative for a sort of generally kind of light-hearted comedic way, and including certain elements of like real life in with the fantastical to kind of make you go, oh, wait, was that part real? Was that part not? Was that part like mythology? Was that part something else? And I find that very interesting, this kind of like mix of reality and fiction and myth and legend. And that's really what I thought connected this film with the story. And so when Keith came to me, I did a bit of sort of poking about with the film that I had. And so there's a few new sections in there which directly sort of play off of this idea. Um, and also, there's a new sort of bit at the start, which is a short film that I made during lockdown, um, which kind of goes along with the same themes. It's a kind of story of the solar system where I made a little film based on what popped into my head when I was thinking about each planet or each body in the solar system. Um, so hopefully you enjoy all this. There's a couple of little minor things that I wanted to bring up just before we start, which is there is a part with very bad audio quality, which is because when I made this in lockdown, I had no access to any audio recording equipment. So I apologize for that. Hopefully, maybe in the future, there'll be a version of this with a slightly better sounding bit. It's only like 2 minutes. And also, there's a couple of things in there where I didn't have access to the original files from the original version of this film. So there's a couple of bits where I make a few jokes that I probably don't stand by anymore. One where I make an ironic joke about the Bible, which I think is a bit, I don't know, a bit immature. But I still stand by this as a strong piece of work and something that I really enjoyed making. Because I'm very interested in this kind of alternate history um, idea. I'm kind of inspired by a couple of slightly obscure things. There's a couple of works by Peter Greenaway where he makes sort of false narratives. There's a film from the 70s called Alternative 3, I believe, where it's a kind of fake BBC documentary leading up to like a sort of end of the world style situation. I really like the 90s Ghost Watch, if anyone remembers that. And various things like this, where it's kind of playing with the boundaries of like what's real and what's not. Some of the parts of this film you'll see are obviously patently ludicrous, and some of the parts you're like, did that actually happen? I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have to go and look that up afterwards. And so I hope you enjoy it. I hope you see lots of little things that interest you, lots of little like stupid jokes, lots of little references to things that you'll recognize. or maybe stuff that's a bit more obscure, and it'll make you go, oh, maybe I should look that up. Um, and I really enjoyed making it, so I really hope that you guys enjoy watching it as well. Um, just a final thing, which is to thank everyone involved with Being Human, especially Daniel Cook and Keith Williams, everyone at DCA, and all of you for being here today. I'm sorry that I can't be there myself, but obviously I'm down in Bath at the moment, and there's really not any way that I can come up. I would have loved to have been there. If you have any questions or queries, please direct them to Daniel or Keith if they're there, and they'll pass them along to me. And if you're interested in seeing any more of my stuff, here is a blatant plug that you can write down and look up later. So yeah, all that's left to say is I hope you enjoy.